This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss, Paulie Howard on a busy football Friday. Live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Coming up today on the program, Chuck Edel, professional sports bettor, having another strong season in the Friday Circa Invitational, tied for fourth place, couple points out of first. Three of his best bets for the weekend coming up at that time. Mike Somich always comes loaded. A ton of bets in the NFL in 1 hour from right now, and we'll talk college football with Brett McMurphy. I have projected series prices, Paulie, in Major League Baseball.
Yes.
My God, the differences out there from a couple of different sports books. Upset alert today in college football. Our best bets, player props, the entire Week 6 card. And that was a humdinger last night. Question out of the gates. Does that result, both sides, say more about Philadelphia or the New York Football Giants now that we're 6 weeks into the season?
Excellent question, my man. Says a little bit about both, I would say. I'd say a little, because the Giants are very good now. And they blew that Saints game with the 5 turnovers and what he looked like and how they beat the Chargers and now how they took out Philly and how well the offense played. And he doesn't have neighbors. But there are big issues going on with Philadelphia. The A.J. Brown stuff again. Well, I don't recall a meeting that we had. I don't know what you're talking about. And then they can't get on the same page offensively. Barkley, how do you go from 2,000 yards to being a non-factor every single week?
Right.
This is nuts. So there's chemistry issues, there's play calling issues, outgained in every game. And you asked the question yesterday, maybe they're just not that good. They're not. And now suddenly you could lose to the Vikings, and you could lose when you play the Giants again in a couple weeks. But to get throttled like that, and for Dart and Scadaboo to look like that, and Robinson without neighbors, that was an incredible job. And as a listener tweeted, it was hilarious. How about more Giants on prime time, please?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
After the entire country, including us, have been bashing that idea now, but they finally got it right in the draft. We all like the draft going back to April. I will say, I totally agree with you, by the way. I think it says a lot about both teams. And when you watch the Eagles play, and we've been trying now for a couple of weeks to go over this idea of Philadelphia being Fugazi or not. Good wins banked already, so you can't take this away from the team. However, the numbers are just not there that pop off the page to put them super high in power ratings. And watching the game last night, you want to talk about just vanilla play calling, where it was just my God, how they're dumbing it down for the entire team, I guess, because there was nothing special other than that one toss underhanded near the goal line to Goddard that really caught my attention last night.
Yeah.
And without Jalen Carter, that defense takes a huge hit to what they're able to do. And I think that's one of the big reasons why Cam was able to go off last night.
Good point. Mitchell got hurt. Yep.
Yeah. Now, I think it's going to be a roller coaster in a lot of games for the Giants. One, because they play a very difficult schedule for the rest of the year. And number two, just the ups and downs of the way that Dart plays, and for him to leave the game last night. And that's a whole other issue that we can get into. But he's probably going to get hurt again at some point. I hate to say it. I hope he doesn't. But the way that he plays, and he's not willing to slide, and he wants the punishment much like Scadaboo, that's not going to go well for the entire year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they were very lucky to win the Chargers game. I know it's 5 turnovers, but that happens. That can happen again in a game. So,
well, no, the fact that they still should have won the game. They're -4 in the turnover battle, and they have 1st and goal to go ahead. And then he fumbles, and they do a scoop and score the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just ridiculous. But there's
clearly a lot to be excited about with this team, finally.
Oh, yes. Love it. Absolutely. The future's bright. But you said it, and you tweeted it as well. You think he has a concussion. He comes out of the game. He goes into the tent. Daboll's, messing with the doctor. I talked to my Giants source. There's a damper on the celebration today. They're expecting a huge fine. You can't do that to the NFL doctor. And he tells him one play, get him back. You can't do that.
Of course
he might
not.
have a concussion.
Screaming at the guy.
And then he comes back out in the game, and they run him 3 times.
I could not believe what I was watching.
He's begging to get taken out.
Brian Daboll. I've given that guy the benefit of the doubt more than most people here during this, really rocky stretch as the head coach of the New York Giants. How do you possibly watch what's going on? You're having a heart attack, as I tweeted out last night during the game. yelling at the doctor. John Mara today, for the owner of the Giants, had to come out and basically apologize and say, no, he wasn't trying to influence the doctor, but he can't do that, right?
Yeah, that's
sure
why he's
he
screaming.
wasn't.
One play. He's screaming at him. One play.
Yep.
One play. Need him back
Right.
in the game. Come on.
And 70,000 diehards in the stands watching that team kick Philly's ass, a rival, and an entire area of like millions of people who are big Giants fans are like, no, this can't be happening. We finally got the quarterback right, and now he's going to leave, and I don't know how long. And then, no, he's going to be okay. Great. What do? We run him back-to-back plays pretty much as soon as he gets back on the field. What are you doing, man?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. You have to do it whatever you can in your power as the head coach and as the play caller there, in charge of everything with the offensive staff, to limit the idea of him getting hurt any further.
Yeah.
And they were just, that's why I think there's a chance now. Just be careful with how they're operating here and how he takes off and runs a lot. Like, ooh, boy, going to be a little shaky. But another thing I tweeted as well, during the game last night, not that he's going to win the award, but we're all watching this collectively. Cam Scadaboo was still available at 28-1 for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I don't get it. It's crazy.
The same number as Dylan Gabriel? These are, as Doug Kazarian told us on the show last year, these are fake awards, and nobody really knows how to price them. He should be like second on the odds board right now.
Yeah, I don't get it. He's 16-1 at DK. He's 12-1 at William Hill, Caesars. They mentioned the big price you saw. Dart's as low as 2-1. I think it's FanDuel. I mean, I like the Star Wars and the other stuff, and I think he's going to be an excellent pro. But he had 100 yards against the Chargers. This guy has 3 touchdowns. How is he not the second shot on the board? I mean, I can't believe these. And playing in New York's going to help him. But what this guy has done so far on the season, and all the buy plus money on touchdowns anytime touchdown on Scadaboo the rest of the way. But he should be the second choice. And who would bet Genty right now? He's had one good game. It's not his fault. The offensive line stinks. But who in the right mind's going to say, give me Genty at 4-1 to win the award? I could see Warren, because they're going to win games. He's going to put up numbers. But the guy who should be second or third on that list is Scadaboo and not Dart. And Dart should not be 2-1.
Absolutely not. And oh, by the way, like there is a real path here, despite the difficult schedule, that Scadaboo is going to be a thing for the entire year. Again, like Genty is plus 350 in that range. We're looking at odds right now from DraftKings. It should be the exact opposite. He should be 16-1. Again, all things considered, they are a terrible football team. He's got an awful offensive line. He's had one good game. How many really good moments has Scadaboo had already? A ton. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he was tied with Dylan Gabriel last night when he scored his second touchdown, I'm just like, he might not win the award, but I hope people were able to get down in like 28-1 during the game or 25-1 before it was, coming down to like where it is now at 16.
Or if you listened to us in the summer and had 80 or 150. So the other thing is obviously the Giants source has been with the organization a long time. So he's tight with Barkley. And he talked to Barkley after the game, and he goes on, this has got to stop. I can't take this anymore. And the source, is just, it's like, he doesn't like what's going on. And I don't understand why they can't get on the same page with A.J. Brown and why this isn't working out. And there's a disconnect there with Hurts because he's wide open for a touchdown on the interception. And then it's just between the tweets, and we didn't have a meeting, or we had a meeting, and we can't get on the same page here and what's going on. And like Dable said, he put him on Front Street. Yeah, I'm watching the tape. This guy's wide open. Right. Well, then why aren't you throwing him the ball?
No, they're broken, man, right now. Plenty of time to fix it.
Well, it happened a couple years ago, right?
Oh, it did, yeah.
That's when it looked like Sirianni was going to be gone.
Sure.
They had bad chemistry issues. They started 10-1. They couldn't even win a playoff game.
There's just nothing there for Barkley.
No, I can't believe it. And you're right about the creativity's missing. Other than stuff at the goal line. But between Goddard and Brown and Smith and Barkley and Hurts and all these weapons that you have, and you win the Super Bowl, and it can't look like this. And you're lucky that that's your record.
Right. There's still now, what happens if Washington wins and they're impressive on Monday night against the Bears? That number to probably win the division on the Commanders will go bye-bye. And this is something, I don't want to give too many survivor things like away moving forward, still alive, because it's been dwindled down now quite a bit. But we'll talk about it every single day on the show and every week for sure. This is something that I've been thinking of, and I mentioned it to somebody else going back a good week and a half. I'm not so sure that the Eagles on Black Friday is the play against the Bears.
Yeah, right. That's an excellent point.
And again, that's not just from last night's. So I'm not overreacting to last night's game. That's like the last week and a half, 10 days in that neighborhood, 2 weeks, whatever.
Let me go quick. Number one, I watched the post game. I love Scadaboo. And Dart, that is ridiculous. A guy gets a taunting call for yelling first down, and he was penalized 15 yards.
And how about the guy who drilled him out of bounds, helmet to helmet, no call?
Yeah, and I agree with Al Michaels. How'd this become a felony, right? The other thing, I think he's the GOAT, one of the best to ever do it. The abuse of Al Michaels every single Thursday. You know, it's one thing if you're going to make mistakes, whatever it happens, he's getting old. It's the appearance that he doesn't want to be there, along with Herb Street as well. It's like you guys, 99% of the country would switch places with you. You have a great job. I don't get this negativity, and it's like this is the last place you want to be. And but I would say that.
Think about how much is on Herb Street's plate.
Sure, but that's on him. Then don't take the job.
100%. You don't have to take the job.
I know, but I think Al's just there for the money, and it shows.
The broadcast was not very good again last night.
There was he's going to make mistakes because he's old and not seeing stuff. And I know he had the problem with what happened in the 49er game, why the ball's getting spotted. Well, it was a roughing the passer, Al. But it's the appearance that Al doesn't want to be there. And he doesn't care about the game or his job at this point.
They showed like the owners of the teams last night for like 45 seconds consecutively. I'm like, is there somebody hurt on the ground that they don't want to show the replay of? Like, there was no explanation why they're showing the owners. Why are they on TV? Why did they keep them on so long? Like, what's happening on the field right now? Zero explanation the entire time. Like, okay, that was a wasted minute there with nobody knowing what was going on.
A lot going on here. We got the WNBA Finals. We should have a lot of hockey. No games, and anyways. Jonathan Davis tomorrow will be ready to go with the breakdown in hockey. Game 5 tonight and tomorrow. The content will blow you away. Plus the AI numbers. The prop projections are incredible. They're big on one quarterback. Check it out. Lock it in 40% off today. Code FTM, VSiN.com/subscribe. Through the Super Bowl, code FTM, VSiN.com/subscribe.
This is happening for the first time in NFL history on Sunday.
If you're serious about football betting, VSiN's got your weekend game plan. Fridays at 7 p.m., it's the Circa Friday Football Invitational. Saturday morning, VSiN's college football tailgate show at 9 a.m., breaking down matchups, props, and big-time bets. Later that night, join the football contest show as the sharpest betting minds give you their picks for Sunday's game. And Sunday at 9 a.m., lock in with Mitch and Paulie on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show. Your final stop before kickoff. Check out the full lineup at VSiN.com and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
On the next edition of Prop Points, we'll start off the show reacting to all the action from NFL Sunday and see how many of our favorite props cashed out. We have a Monday Night Football doubleheader for Week 6. The Falcons host the Bills and the Commanders host the Bears. Tom Brawley from FantasyPoints.com will join the program to give out his favorite props. I'll also pop out my favorite props for our Monday Night Football special prop. I'm John Hansen. Tune into Monday's edition of Prop Points at 1 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
All right, now to the games on the Week 6 slate, beginning on Sunday morning over in London. Paulie and I will be on the air beginning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time with the VSiN Pro Football Tailgate Show. We're on for 3 hours. This will be a live betting part of the show as well. Anyway, Broncos are 7.5 total, around 43 against the Jets over there, Paulie. I don't think I have Denver available in like any of my survivor pools at this point. If I would, I think they'd be with under strong consideration in this game.
Yeah, I'm with you. So as we've talked about, what's the magic number? 21. Are the Broncos going to score at least 21? You bet your ass. Fields is 0-26 straight up in his career when the opponent scores 21 or more. Nix has been great as a favorite. 9-2 ATS, 11-0 straight up, covering 11 points per game. Thanks, Evan Abrams. He's 11-0 covering a 6-point teaser as well. Dynamite information. I don't like the quotes coming out of New York. Again, you saw Williams and other players. We're 0-5, and the reason why is defensive guys. The reason why is the defense. We're awful. So they can't stop anything. First time since 1933, first 5 games, no takeaways. They're not going to be able to move the ball, especially through the air, and charge with the great breakdown on Fields, what they don't give up much on the ground to quarterbacks as well. Mm-hmm. So interesting that Sean Payton and Denver went out immediately after they beat Philly, and see how that works. But I just think Payton's been through it all. 2-0 in international games. They're on a roll, could be undefeated. Jets are a mess. Glenn, first-time coach trying this. I think they put it on him.
Now, normally I would say this probably doesn't mean much because you're going to have a lot of turnover at head coach and different quarterbacks, that kind of thing. But here, I do think there is something to it. The Jets overall are 22-46 ATS. That's 32%. Road neutral game since 2017. It doesn't matter. Adam Gase, horrible. Robert Saleh, maybe worse. Now with Aaron Glenn, might be the worst of the entire bunch. So there is no improvement here the way it appears, and that might be a thing. Opta AI stats at VSiN.com. Go check them out with their projections for every player on all these games. They have they're projecting Breece Hall to go under 67.5 rushing yards by like 18 yards.
Yes.
They have Jonathan Taylor to go under, and they really like Garrett Wilson to go over by about 18 yards in this game. So the one way I have played this, though, is by teasing down the Broncos to -1.5 on a 3-team 6-point teaser for pro bettors who have said, like Frank B and others, that around +160 on a 3-leg teaser for 6 points. That's still a pretty fair price. So I'm involved in that game on the Broncos and this game as well because Kyler Murray is now officially questionable at Indy.
Yep. So that would be Brissett. And I would say good luck with that. And you wonder about the pulse and what's going on in the locker room after these close losses and giving games away. Colts number 2 in the league, 33 points per game. Murray's actually very good as a road dog.
No doubt.
Very good numbers.
And this is where you want him. You don't want him at home as a favorite.
Right. That's right. But now if he doesn't play, and then just the demoralizing loss, I'd say Michael Carter anytime touchdown, +180. Warren to go over as well. But I think the Colts will get whatever they want. And who knows if it's Brissett? Oh boy, I mean that's going to be. I can't imagine they move the ball in this game at 47.5 the total. So I'm with you on that one as well.
The NFL betting splits again at VSiN.com at DraftKings right now with the Colts laying 7, 75% of the bets on the Colts, 89% of the handle on that team. Here at Circa, similar, 65% of the bets and 77% of the handle. Yeah, to really go over those numbers, though, when Murray is healthy and on the road, 32-22 ATS and road neutral games since 2019. And as a dog overall since 2021, Arizona 31-19 ATS. So, again, this is like last year to open up the season, week 1. They almost beat Buffalo when Buffalo was going to be a very popular teaser or a survivor leg, and Arizona gave them a run for their money. Opta AI stats at VSiN.com projecting Daniel Jones to go over 236 passing yards by about 24 yards.
If it's Brissett, I don't mind Harrison yards over. There were some good comments that he made about Brissett's helped them out. They have a good rapport, and maybe they could get something going here. Might be in garbage time, though, too, in this one.
Sure. So the first 2 legs there of my 3-team 6-point teaser are the Broncos, the Colts, and then this one to cap it off, the Rams at the Ravens, with LA laying 7.5. I mean, how are the Ravens going to be competitive in this game? With this defense and those injuries and how awful it has looked on offense with or without Lamar Jackson now last couple of weeks.
They'd have to beat themselves.
It's going to have to be, you're right, it's going to have to be the Giants game against the Saints, 5 turnovers.
Well, we're due for chalk. Coming into last week, 6-point favorites or higher were 16-2-1 straight up. And then this past week, it was the third time in 10 years that 3 teams were laying 7 or more and lost. So I would expect a chalk this week. And how about this stat? McVay, 16-0 straight up as a road favorite of 4 or more.
As a road favorite of 4 or more? Wow.
Boy, does this guy deliver in this spot.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Also,
so they're going to be pissed off giving that game away and how they looked and how bad McVay's play calling was and what he said after the game as well. And you're right. Can you get Henry going? I mean, can the guy even have 60 yards? And can they stop anything? And then what Van Noy said about, I don't want to hear about excuses and who's out. Are you going to fire the defensive coordinator? And the Texans, who looked so bad to start the season, scored on 8 straight possessions when Stroud was in there.
Yeah, think about that. And now what they're going to be looking at with the Rams this weekend, as LA has elite numbers across the board, EPA per play, passing numbers, rushing numbers, DVOA. They're basically one of, if not the best offenses in the entire league. And now they get to take on a team that has been absolutely decimated by injury, and they can't stop a nosebleed, and they can't get anything going on offense either. And the Rams now have had extra time to get ready for it. And now you want to talk about a team in a foul mood.
Yeah.
It's back-to-back. They blew the game against Philadelphia 100 different times. And then, we all know what happened last Thursday night when they gave the game away and Kyren Williams fouled at the goal line. So I don't know how the Ravens are going to be able to stay in this game. So that's why I teased them down. Maybe there's a backdoor cover for the point spread and turnovers keep them in it, but
how about the Opta AI projections again? They love Devontae Adams.
Always.
They can't get enough of them.
Yep.
And I agree with it as well. The line is 64.5 at DK. They project 82.5.
And they're down on Puka.
Yeah.
That's at least the second consecutive week they have him. They're projecting him to go under by about 10 yards.
They were right last week, but a bad game for him is 10 for 86.
I know.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I don't see to stop. They're not getting stops. You're
okay,
right.
And then one more game here. We've talked about this a lot going back to last week. The schedule spot here for the Browns compared to the Steelers. It's never happened in the history of the league. The Browns are coming back from London without a bye. They're playing on the road against a team off a bye.
Now, that's happened before. So, not that with the team off the bye.
The team's off the bye. Never happened like that before.
Right. Thank you. Yes, thank you. But I'm saying from the Cleveland standpoint that I wouldn't say, oh, no bye, London. It's so difficult. But
Jacksonville, I believe, right?
Yeah, right. Yep. But Tomlin, 8 in a row off the bye. They haven't beat him in Pittsburgh in a regular season since 2003. They've failed to cover 7 in a row ATS on the road. We got the news that Sanders is going to be the backup. Second lowest total of Aaron Rodgers' career. How about that? So there was some 37.5s out there as well. This is one where it's a big game for Pittsburgh in terms of what does this defense finally look like. Ramsey's banged up. I don't think Austin's going to go. Can you stop Judkins? Can you stop Gabriel? And I would say most of the passes are going to the tight end. Because it's definitely cause for concern now if you come in and Gabriel lights it up.
Oh, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, but I expect the Steelers to win. I understand the spot, but it's great that they're off the bye and what Cleveland's coming through, what they're going through. But this is cause for concern if Pittsburgh can't stop them and slow them down.
Okay, so here's an angle that I'm definitely pondering for this game as well. Jaylen Warren is supposed to be back. Missed last week. 2 weeks ago now. And Gainwell went crazy against the Vikings. That's actually, yeah, okay. So I'm confusing myself now with the timeline. However, if Warren plays in this game, going against this Browns defensive front, and you look at the running backs that they have slowed down so far to date, Barkley had, 20-plus yards rushing against them? That was Henry, actually. Josh Jacobs, 16 for 30. The one guy to have a good game was Jahmyr Gibbs. That's it. They have shut down everybody else running the football.
Yeah.
And Warren's prop is in the mid to high 40s in this game. And now you would think that he's got to split it with Kenneth Gainwell, how great that he looked against Minnesota in that spot. There's also this. Mike Tomlin against rookie quarterbacks.
Oh, yes.
30-6 straight up overall. 16-1 straight up in Pittsburgh.
That's great. And I would say target both tight ends for Cleveland, like they did against Minnesota.
I would agree with that.
A little Fannin, a little Njoku, and maybe some anytime touchdown as well. But that's going to be tough for the Brownies. I'll tell you that. And this Dallas game is going to be nuts, too, against Carolina. Now that Hubbard's been out. So Dowdle's been talking about this. He said this circled for weeks. I'm going to bring the pain, right?
Bring the pain.
I'm going to go off on these guys. And he goes for 200 yards last week, and now you get the news with Hubbard out. So I can't wait to discuss his props.
Oh, he should have saved what he did last week.
That's right.
For this coming Sunday.
Yeah.
Tough to follow up a 200-yard performance, although he's getting another bad defense overall. Professional sports bettor Chuck Edel on the program coming up next. The defending champ in the Friday Football Invitational is currently tied for 4th place and 2 points out of 1st. Find out what he likes this weekend on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Got a good thing coming, just wait and see. It's a good.
The NBA betting season is tipping off, and VSiN's got you covered with our brand new NBA betting guide. We've packed it with key insights and betting trends, previews of all 30 teams, and of course, our experts' season-long best bets. It's the playbook you want in your hands before the first tip. The guide is exclusive for VSiN Pro members, so don't miss out. Sign up today at VSiN.com/subscribe and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching today on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or on any of our great affiliates from coast to coast. We head out now to the Progressive Guest Line as professional sports bettor Chuck Edel makes his weekly appearance with us on Follow the Money. He is currently tied for fourth place in the Friday Night Football Invitational. He is the defending champ in that contest. Chuck, good afternoon. Good to talk to you as always. How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. Glad to be on.
We typically begin with college football, your bets there, and maybe a total or two, because that's what you primarily look at. And sometimes you're only going to have like 3 bets in college during this segment. But you do have one in the NFL this weekend, and it's the Sunday night marquee game of the week, I would think. The Lions on the road taking on the Chiefs. And KC is a small home favorite in this spot. Which side do you like?
Yeah, I'm going to be on the small favorite here. Kansas City here. There was a lot of talk early on in the season about this Kansas City team and their offense. I heard people bashing Mahomes. He's washed up. I mean, a lot of crazy stuff. And, a big part of the reason why that was happening was because KC was very shorthanded. I don't care how good of a quarterback you are. If you don't have the receivers to throw the ball to, if they're running the wrong routes, inexperienced guys, it makes it a lot tougher. And I think we saw some of that last year as well. They were shorthanded, and Worthy was out. Rice was out. Now, Worthy is back. Rice is still out. I believe he's going to come back next week. But, since Worthy has been back 2 games now, they're averaging 32.5 points a game. And Worthy's 2 games back. He's had 17 receptions. And it also opens up the field for the other receivers now when he's on the field. The other thing is, since Andy Reid gave the old bumperoonie to Kelce there, he stepped it up a little bit. He's got 13 receptions his last 2 games. And so offensively, they're playing better. Even in the loss to Jacksonville, if you look at the stats in that game, KC really dominated stat-wise. They outgained them 476 yards to 319. Of course, the 14-point swing when KC was going to go score and they returned it for a touchdown was a big deal. So you get all that going. Then you look at the Lions team, and this is a Lions secondary this week, very banged up. Very possibly could be missing 4 of their secondary players. A couple of them are game time decisions. A couple of them are out for sure. Even some of the backups are banged up a little bit. So they're going to have their hands full. Obviously, KC's going to be throwing the ball and causing a lot of havoc there in the secondary. I expect Kansas City to be throwing the ball all over the place. The scary thing is we know Detroit's offense has been playing well. I think this is a really tough environment. When you go on the road in the conditions, Kansas City, I think, is one of the biggest home field advantages in the NFL. Very tough place to play. So, and then you throw on top of that, this really is a must win for Kansas City. I mean, they can't afford to lose a game. This is not to take anything away from Detroit, but it's a bigger game for Kansas City here. So I think all the Euros kind of point in that direction.
Very good. We go to college now. You tend to think of yourself as a one-man wolf pack. We're going late. Nevada at home against San Diego State, catching 7.5.
Yeah, big number here, Paulie. I think this is 7.5 points in a game like this is a lot of points. First of all, I expect it to be a defensive type game. Both teams have solid defensive lines. Nevada giving up 25.5 points a game. And, if you take away the Penn State game, it's about 20 points a game. And listen, a lot of the points that Nevada has given up this year have been because of their quarterback play and turnovers. They lead the country in turnovers. Nevada has had 14 turnovers, 10 interceptions. Both of those lead the nation. Mm-hmm. The good news is true freshman Carter Jones now is going to get the start for Nevada. Last week he came into that game, I believe it was against Fresno. They were trailing the game 20-3. He comes in, goes 11 for 15, throws 2 touchdown passes, and he took over for Chubba Purdy, no relation to Brock, who was 0 for 4 and had 2 interceptions in the game. So you could see what was happening. Not only was the defense playing well, but they were getting poor field position to play on. So the team supposedly is very excited that he's in the quarterback position and should be playing better. San Diego State likes to run the ball, and Nevada's good against the run, 3.8 yards per carry versus the run. San Diego State's run the ball 211 times this year compared to 117 passes. And San Diego State does have success running the ball, but usually it's teams who can't stop the run. 2 weeks ago, they played Northern Illinois, who was pretty good against the run. The final score there was 6-3. So I'm not saying that's going to be this low scoring of a game as that, but I do expect it to be a back and forth close game. And I think in a game like this, 7.5 points is a big number.
Very good. One more. Body clock game, letdown game, all of it. UCLA on the road against Sparty, 9 a.m. kick, 53.5 the total.
Yeah, everything you said is right. Then throw in the over-adjusted total, from what happened last week. I mean, that's obviously what I'm looking at here. I feel like the total has been over-adjusted. Coming into that Penn State game, UCLA was averaging 14 points a game. And, it would have even been lower. I think they put up 23 against UNLV. You take that away. So they were struggling to score. Hey, listen, it was an incredible game. Give Neuheisel credit, calling the plays. But again, I think because of that 42 points they put up kind of got over-adjusted. And part of the reason that was is Penn State, bad effort, obviously, in that game. They weren't ready to play. The other part was they weren't really familiar with what UCLA was doing to them. And, no excuse on Penn State's end, but they weren't ready for that. And UCLA ran the ball a lot in that game. And now Michigan State, they have some film to watch, and they should, they're not going to let the quarterback run all over the place like Penn State did. Michigan State defense has been good versus the run. I believe the last game against Nebraska, they ran the ball 31 times, only got 67 yards. And that's what UCLA is going to want to do. They're going to want to run the ball, control the clock. Last week, they ran the ball 53 times. They only threw 24 passes. So that's Michigan State's defensive strength. They have been weak against the pass. I don't think UCLA could threaten them with the pass. And, the other little tidbit, which is interesting, which I haven't heard anybody talk about, but I did read something that, Michigan State's coach, Jonathan Smith, has actually been mentioned as the favorite for the UCLA job. I guess he grew up over there. And so he's going to come in ready to play with this Michigan State team. Defensively, I don't think they're going to let, UCLA kind of run the ball like happened last week. So I thought the number was a little high, and I do like it to go under the total.
Very good. What time are you on with Matt tonight?
I'll be on at 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Awesome. Thanks, Chuck. Go get him this weekend.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you.
There you go. Pro bettor Chuck Edel, tied for fourth right now, defending reigning champ from last year, Friday Night Football Invitational.
If you woke up this morning with some extra money in your account, you can thank the meat man. That soccer play, this Liechtenstein or whatever, is an abomination.
4-0. They lost.
It was good. There was a winner there.
Yep.
And last night was awesome. The coming out party for Dart, Scadaboo, the pictures, taking the shirt off with Fitzpatrick afterwards, the 3 touchdowns. That Dodger-Philly game was fire. That was awesome. All hands on deck. Who's going to pitch in? Who cares? There's no Game 5 unless we win. Here comes Luzardo. And then the finish, what happened? Epic. Oh, my God, it was so good.
So I had the Phillies in the game, right?
Uh-huh.
I had first 5, which was a push. They lost the game. I could not feel worse for that kid if I tried.
I feel bad for him.
Yep. I feel absolutely awful for him.
Yep. Look, put it up. Great job, guys. You see Real Muto pointing to first.
Yep.
You got to go to first. And he looks. Did he think there was only one out?
Yeah, I believe that's what he thought.
I mean, that's a simple throw.
Yeah. By the way, Pajas was like jogging. He thought he was out automatically.
Right, and he jammed him and broke the bat. And he was, I think, 1 for 23 so far in the playoffs. He's been an automatic out. And they're just a gift of all gifts. Even if the throw is accurate, they have no chance to get him. And I don't know who he is. The first base coach nailed it. As soon as he threw home, he put his hands in the air and started celebrating. He goes, "There's no way they can throw him out."
Yeah.
And I think he just forgot how many outs there were, and he just turned, throw to first. You're out of it. And
he panicked when he bobbled the ball.
And I'm sorry, I don't care. Do you know who that is? You cannot walk Ohtani. He's 1 for 17 in the series.
Yeah.
You also have no margin for error then for Duran. And I know it hasn't happened before, but guess what? He walked the running. The guy's 1 for 17. Has he got the ball out of the infield?
No, I would be pitching to him right now.
You can't walk Ohtani.
It's all hindsight, but man, he is lost at the plate.
Yes.
If he gets scorching hot, fine. Then you maybe can reconsider
Absolutely.
him right now.
I don't care. Right. It's what have you done for me lately?
No,
he's striking out. He's not putting the ball in the play. He's popping up on the infield. You did the Dodgers a big favor there.
He's had awful at-bats throughout the series. He's a liability at the plate right now. And they still won the series in 4 games, by the way.
And I know from a prop standpoint, and also Philly fans are ticked off, that should have been a strike 3 on call. And that would have got Sanchez K-prop over, too. That got the floodgates open and got the party started as well. But walks will haunt, and I thought that was ridiculous what they did to Ohtani, but that was an awesome baseball game.
Those two teams might be the best two in all of baseball.
Yeah. Well, how about bringing in Sasaki? It's not even fair why they're going to play this.
I love it. I love that he was forced into this, and now he's realizing, oh, my God, I got to use the guy.
Good luck to whoever wins tomorrow night, because they've got their pitching set up now.
Okay. I have projected prices. You might laugh at some of these, but I will run down projected prices for the next round of the Major League Baseball playoffs, and not one, but 2 moose sightings in the NHL. Paulie details them both next.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim is the only thing like it in the world.
Check out Stormy and JVT on Money Moves, only on VSiN.
And maybe that's why they wouldn't, because they're the Giants and they don't do things that make sense.
Out of all these divisions, this is the one that I am the most curious about, because I do think there are positive signs for the Bears.
They'll take you on a fun, fast-paced journey, weaving in everything you need to know to make an educated bet, while also not shying away from the excitement of a same-game parlay sweat. Money Moves, weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
What a night. Props galore. Everyone eats. Good job, Charch again. Dart anytime touchdown plus 370. First touchdown of the game, 17-1. I saw as high as 19. He was 17-1 here at Circa. Then the Giants to come from behind and win at Will Hill, plus 430. They were awesome. He was awesome.
That was fun to watch last night.
It was. Scatabo, anytime touchdown. No, that was Dart, my fault. 2 touchdowns, 11-1. 3 touchdowns, 50-1. 80 yards rushing, plus 420. Most rushing yards, 5-1.
Always, we preach this, always shop around. I saw as low as like 29-1 on 3 touchdowns.
Oh, come on.
I didn't look at more like a ton of books, but I saw that and I laughed. I'm like, come on. You can't offer that number.
Man, Robinson anytime, plus 350. Down the sideline. Wide open. Goddard, 25 yards each half, 5-1. Most receiving yards, plus 850. Both teams to score in the first quarter, plus $1.55. Missed extra point, plus 280. Hurts to have 250 yards passing, plus 380. 50 yards each quarter, 12-1. Wow. Giants money line, plus 330. All of it coming in. Longest home run last night, Happ, 30-1. To go deep, plus 650. Bush again, plus 430.
Guy's on fire.
Tucker, plus 650. Subscribe, be part of the team. VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos at Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. Our buddy Chris was in town. He was on a heater like you wouldn't believe. Started on Buffalo and Lightning. He hit the, that's Buffalo, Lightning, whatever it is. He hit the progressive there. I think 12,000. Went back to the D. He loves to play 3-card poker. Who doesn't? Every hand's an event. He got the straight flush on the 5-card bonus, which includes the dealer's hand. I think that's 250-1. He then hit a 4 of a kind for the second time in his life as well. 4 jacks. I think that's 100-1. I could be wrong. I forget off the top of my head. And then he comes back over to Circa, and he gets 3s and a kicker 8 times. Here's at 50 cent. It wouldn't stop. It wouldn't end. Incredible run.
Wow.
Good for you, buddy. And I've been sitting on this for a while. A compilation of the dogs that play in the mud, and then they go inside the house. Oh, no. Here he is in the puddle. Oh, no, there's mud everywhere, rolling around, and here he comes through the doggy door, coming in. Oh. And it's just, I think he comes up on the couch now, too. Is this the one?
Why not?
On the bed. Oh, no.
Sure. Come on, buddy.
Oh.
You want to snuggle for a little bit, pal?
Oh, man.
Cozy time here in the bed.
But he gets in the garbage, too? Is he in the garbage? Look, it's everywhere. Yeah. There's mud everywhere in the house.
Make sure you get nice and muddy before you wrestle around with the garbage.
He's going through the whole house. They left him alone. He's just hanging out the doggy door. What could go wrong? He's getting in the laundry. He's in the garbage. He jumped on the bed, all full of dirt. Now there he is. Now he's on the couch, just hanging out. Oh, incredible. Sad.
Can't even be mad, Paul.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely. Hey, we got in the tub? No, he went in the tub, too. Take a nap. Oh, that's excellent. Send that to me, Luke.
He knew that the bath time was coming.
Absolutely. All right, you mentioned this. What was worse here? A Moose in Vancouver. 1-0 Vancouver in the third period. The total was 5.5. 5-1 final. Sharks and under. 3-2 with a minute left. I feel bad for this guy. Eichel just going to try to dump and chase with a minute left from just outside the blue line. The puck takes a weird bounce and it went in.
I say that one was worse because San Jose had 2 shots at the empty net.
That's right. The sequence before.
I'm not joking, that they got to be 95% to score a goal in that spot.
Yeah, an incredible job by the defense with the Golden Knights.
And then for them to get back, go the other way, and Eichel just scoops it from 50 feet out or whatever it was. Like, are you kidding me?
And then he handed Riley Smith the game. He mishandled the puck in overtime and gave it right to him. Incredible. And then Southern Miss, lane 3. Up 21 in the second half, up 17 with 6 minutes left. At least you got a push on that one as they won by 3. Incredible night. Before the line moves, the Sharp Place is already there. They don't just follow the market, they help move it. Powered by advanced AI plugged into trusted insider sources. They deliver the edge serious bettors use every day. AI selections up 50 units, free reports, real-time alerts, market-moving insights, straight to your inbox or X feed. Jeff and the crew at it since 2011. Documented results, public logs, transparent receipts. Sharpplays.com. Trusted by pros, watched by the books. Visit sharpplays.com. Stay ahead of the line.
All right, I have projected series prices here in Major League Baseball. One from a popular offshore book. They're responsible for like a lot of novelty props and stuff like that. They sent out a release last night. Paul, I'll give you their number and compare it to what I got from Circa. Mike Palm reached out to Chris Bennett, who is the director here at the Sportsbook and makes the baseball numbers. You tell me what really catches your attention. Offshore book would make Toronto minus 120 against Seattle. Circa, Mariners minus 120 against Toronto. Blue Jays even money.
What?
That's what Circa projected, not set in stone, but projected numbers here.
I like Toronto a lot.
At even money?
Yeah.
So would I.
Yep.
The Tigers versus the Blue Jays.
Okay.
Offshore, Blue Jays minus 155.
Yep.
Circa, Blue Jays minus 135.
Too much respect for Detroit. You got to burn Scooble tonight.
So I think that Bennett is probably down on Toronto compared to other places, the way it appears.
What's not to like? They can hit, man.
The question at starting pitching?
Who's Detroit throwing?
No, I know.
Look at their record without Scooble. Okay, give me the big boy here.
Okay.
First of all, what do you think tomorrow? How you feeling?
I feel horrible. I'm going to have a big emotional bet on the Cubs.
They're in trouble.
Hope that I lose the bet.
They blew it. They blew it last night, and again, they can't get out of the damn first inning.
This reeks of San Diego last year.
Yeah.
Against the Dodgers. Falling apart, suddenly can't hit, no runs coming across the board.
Yep.
Okay, so offshore book makes the Dodgers 140 against Milwaukee. Circa projects Dodgers minus 190.
Yeah, I've changed my mind on that now. That's a better number. Their rotation set up. Ohtani not even hitting.
Yep.
And the Brewers, their rotation's a mess now.
Sure it is.
Good luck with Priest. Or, Freddie just had a bad game. I guess that happens. But still, it's going to go. They can go Ohtani, Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Sasaki out of the bullpen.
Sasaki is sick, man.
Yeah.
I love the tweet last night from Arash Marchese. This might be the Dodgers version of K-Rod. Remember when he was a rookie?
Right,
came in for the Angels? Forget about it.
3-4 innings. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Damn right.
Could not touch the dude.
Absolute filth.
So, offshore makes the Dodgers against the Cubs 175.
What's going on with Horton? Is he out for the year?
That I don't know.
I want to know what's going on with Horton, Bassett, and Wu.
He could pitch 3 games in the series. Minus 175 is a suitcase bet on the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Circa projects minus 235 on the Dodgers against the Cubs.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah. 60 cents difference.
Yep.
I promise you the number here at Circa is the more accurate number.
Boyd, Tyone, Imanaga. Oh, boy.
Look, the Dodgers are a really bad matchup for basically anybody. That is a nightmare matchup for the Cubs. I have the Dodgers 7-1 to win the World Series. For hedging, I would add more. And I would lay like 1.5, 2.5 games in the series. That's if they get the Cubs and the price is right.
Who are they throwing tomorrow? Shote against who? Bullpen game? You're not going to start Ashby, are you?
Oh.
Start the kid. See if he can go 4 or 5.
I think you got to go Mizorowski.
They blew it.
I mean, if you're...
Blew it.
Right? They were holding him back for a high leverage spot again, I think, in middle relief. Never had the opportunity. And now the season's on the line.
Rich in Canada. Damn, it's right there for him. 400 to 1 exacta. I think Toronto's going to get there. Milwaukee's got to pull through, and then at least he can get creative. Son of a...
Well, what would you do to facing Michael Busch moving forward?
You can't pitch to him. Get out of the first inning. That's a big... What's going on here with the Cubs? And then they just completely... I threw out the 8th inning last night. That kid was awful. But they get their damage done in the first inning, and that's it. Bullpen comes in, or at least they shut them down the rest of the way. So, but to get shut out like that...
Right. It could be nothing. The Brewers could go on and win the game, obviously, and give the Dodgers a series, but...
Home field means a lot, and it's 9-8 Cubs head-to-head this year.
Right.
But I'm just stunned. I don't think the Cubs and Tigers are good.
No, neither do I.
I just don't see it.
But that's the crazy thing about baseball playoffs, man.
Uh-huh.
How many times have we said that over the last, handful of years? Is this team any good? How about Arizona 2 years ago making the World Series?
Right, yeah. Yeah, the Russo line, right. I'll retire and then come back and shock the world.
Yeah. They were terrible.
Again, the bye, having the bye. What if the Brewers lose? Again, these teams that have the 1 or 2 seed and get the bye. Phillies out, Brewers in trouble. Seattle could go out. I mean, worked out for Toronto, but it's...
All right, up next, VSiN host Mike Somich on the program. Always comes loaded. He'll have NFL sides, totals, ladder props, you name it. Find out what he likes with great analysis next on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.